The longer the time goes of me being a homesteader, and the more that I'm connected on a day-to-day basis with the natural world around me, the more I am able to see the cycles and patterns of plants, animals, and even people. It's fall here and the leaves are changing, as well as the things that we have to do around the homestead. With homesteading and gardening, when you're preparing for a season, you need to prepare for that season before you're actually in that season. So right now, it's fall, but we are preparing for winter. This mulch here, I'm loading up here in our gorilla cart, and it will be used to go around our fruit trees. This year, we recently started a permaculture orchard, and we hope to develop it even more. But this mulch that we get free from our city, and if you're looking for a source of mulch to get, you want to try reaching out to your city, your county works, or even local tree services in your area. And you can get some pretty good mulch to use in various ways around your homestead. Another resource to consider, and it's one that we use a majority of the time, is your local power companies. They're constantly cutting down limbs and trees around power lines, and they need somewhere to take those after they cut them down and cut them up. So you might want to reach out to your local power company. You may be able to get some free mulch, and sometimes you get free firewood from them. I must be completely honest with you. I still have a lot to learn about gardening, homesteading, and even more to learn about growing fruit trees. But don't let what you don't know stop you from doing something. I have learned a couple things about fruit trees. One is that you don't prune them in the fall. You do that during the winter. But during the fall, you need to protect them and get them ready for the winter, because the winter is the time that they go into dormancy, and that is the time where they get their rest to be prepared for the next growing season. And there's a number of things you need to do to young fruit trees, which this one is right here, to get them ready for that time, to protect them from the cold as well as to protect them for critters. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be protecting this one right here from the cold that is coming up by giving them some mulch here. But before I put the mulch down, I need just to make sure that the air is clear of just weeds. So we're gonna do that first. All right, so we have the area cleaned up around the fruit tree, and Josiah has joined me. Right nearby the fruit trees, which we have in a lot of the different fruit trees that we have planted, is comfrey. And comfrey is one of those must-have homesteading plants. Josiah, if I could have you cut off some of these leaves of the comfrey and just cut them into little strips. And we're gonna, before we put the mulch down, we're just gonna put the comfrey down around it, and that comfrey will provide some nice nutrients for our fruit tree. You do that for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
How do I cut it?
That's a good question. It's actually my first time doing it too. So what we'll do is we'll just get a few leaves off. I'll just show you on this one, and we'll just cut little pieces around here. I don't know if that's right or not, but we're gonna do it. Guess you could you probably just do like a chop and drop. Let's do that. Let's just cut a few leaves off and spread them out around there. Then we'll put that mulch on top. Let's have fun with it. Cut it up. You like to use scissors and cut things, right?
Yep.
So our mulch is down, and one of the things you have to be careful of with putting your mulch around your trees is to make sure not to put it around the base of the tree, because doing so can cause moisture to sit there and can cause your tree at the base to rot out and kill it, and you don't want that. But mulch, adding mulch mimics what happens in the forest in nature. At this time of year, the leaves will drop and will create a natural mulch around trees and surrounding trees to help with insulating the tree. And this mulch, as well as the leaves and pine needles or whatever else happens in the forest, that insulation process of dropping the leaves will act as a barrier of protection for the young roots to help with the tree to survive. It'll also provide it with moisture both in the winter as well as during the hotter months as well. And it will actually help protect the trees from budding early, just with keeping the proper insulation in there. So just something to consider as you're putting mulch around your various trees, your fruit trees, and whatever else trees you may have planted. So got our mulch down here. So one tree down, a number of more to go. Just right here we have another tree. But before we do so, one of the mistakes that I want to point out that I made, and I'm going to try to correct here today as well, is I did not put a tree guard when we planted these trees, and I'm going to try to do so today. So I'm going to actually have Josiah working on, I'll help him get started with some tree guards, as I am going to be continuing to move forward with weeding around these trees. And speaking of weeds, mulch also helps with keeping weeds down around your trees. And Josiah here is going the extra mile and giving some of these dock here leaves to our chickens, which they love. They're just munching away at. And Micah has joined us as well. And Micah just finished harvesting some persimmons that had recently fallen. And speaking of that, we need to get some tarps around there. But the other day, Micah also helped me with harvesting some walnuts. All right, put your hard hat on. There you go. Getting ready to work?
Yep.
All right, let's tighten it up. Make sure you tighten up. Hold on to your hat so I can tighten it up. There we go. Yep. Let me know. Make sure I don't squeeze your brain out. Brain coming out yet?
Nope.
Is it on there good?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right, next we're gonna need some gloves. Oh, I gotta put my hat on too, right?
Yep.
All right, let me put my hat on. I'm gonna put this one, keep this one on. And this one go right over top. No, my head's too big. All right, so we'll go like that. Am I ready?
Yeah.
Oh, we need one more thing. We need some gloves.
Yeah.
How's it feel wearing a hard hat? Your brain staying in?
Yep.
Good. All right, let's get some gloves.
Yep.
All right, you got my gloves?
And,
I'm gonna put my gloves on. Where's your gloves? You need gloves.
I'm
Are you quitting? All right, get the gloves on here. There we go. Not sure where he went, but there's some gloves right here. Let's see here. There's a. Oh, you back? All right, help me with these gloves here. Get you some gloves. There you go. Is that which hand? Go ahead and put that one on. Make sure we get the same one. You don't want to get the same glove. You don't want two left-handed or two right-handed gloves. You need a left and a right. There you go. Can you get your hand in there? Did you lose a finger? I think you have too many fingers in one of them. Oh, you got two fingers right there. Yep, you got to get some fingers spread out in there. Pull it on up. All right, another glove. That's a left-handed glove and a pink glove, but it doesn't matter, but it's still a left-handed glove, so we're not going to use that. You need a right-handed glove. You have a left-hand glove on, now you need one for your right hand. What about that green one? Is it right-handed? I think it is. It is. Go ahead and see if you can put that one on.
It's too big.
No, it should work.
Well.
Alright, we got our second glove on. That one on?
Yeah.
Let's see both of them. Let's see your hands. Show your hands. There we go. You ready? Alright. Let's go pick some walnuts. Alright, Micah. So we're going to pick some of the walnuts off the ground. And with our hard hat, look at me. And with our hard hat, that should keep you from getting hit by the walnuts that are fall from the tree. There's a bunch. Still some up there, but we got a lot on the ground. So you go ahead and start picking them up and we'll put them in our basket. There you go. We'll put it in the bucket. It's like we're harvesting walnuts and getting some squats in and exercise in at the same time.
A walnut, this to another walnut.
Yep.
A walnut.
One of the things I learned about walnuts and harvesting them, learned it the hard way, is they will turn your hands black, which is the reason why we have gloves on while we're harvesting these. Because I don't want my hands to be stained.
Yeah. Dog easy. Yep. Hey, and only with 2 hands.
Yeah. Let's see what you got. Whoop. Can you squat down like that? Get lower than me, can you?
I can't get where, yo.
You can.
Yeah.
Whoa, you got so low you fell over.
I did.
You gotta stay on the feet.
Like,
Whoa. What's that?
yep. I'm in the mood. I learned that from me.
Learn it from yourself.
Yeah.
Right there. There you go. All right, let's see you get some squats in and get these up for me. Can you get those? Squat both legs. I won't make you bounce. Not yet. Ooh, you got a little lunge in there. You're doing a great job, buddy. Ooh, another little lunge. Ooh, look at there. Oh, fell over. Man down. Hop up, do it again. Just not the falling down part. Ooh, look at there. All right, well, I think that's about it though. There still are a few more walnuts on the tree up there. So we'll harvest again. Pretty good for our first harvest of this tree. All right, next we're gonna take them to the greenhouse to dry out, all right? Can you pick up a basket? Let's try to get the small one there. Good try.
It's too heavy.
Yeah, I'll get that one. You get that one. There we go. All right. See those muscles working hard. You got it. I got a little grunt there. You sound tough. Sit there, hear that grunt again. Hear it again. Let's hear your grunt. And this is the pipe that we're going to use for our tree guard here, and we're going to cut each of our tree guards that we're going to get from this pipe into 20 inches in height. And that's based off the instructions that we got from Stark Brothers, and Stark Brothers has a lot of good information both on their website and through their email newsletter. And speaking of Stark Brothers, that's where we got a number of our fruit trees this year and been really happy about that. We got the fruit trees, berry bushes, as well as strawberries and a number of other things from Stark Brothers. And they actually have a promo going on right now for free shipping, as well as I think 20% off your order. So make sure you check out the show notes below for details on those promos. But let's go ahead and let's get this pipe cut. Stark Brothers also has some tree guards of their own, but we're just making do with what we have right now. And one of the things I'm thinking of is just drilling some holes into this just to help create more circulation and airflow in through it, and that way it just kind of helps keep the tree from rotting like I mentioned with the mulch. So I'm gonna have Josiah go ahead and just drill some holes in here, just have a little bit of fun. All right, so go ahead and drill down the line, just skip a few spaces. You have to hold it. Yep.
Daddy.
Hold it both hands. Let's come up with one more. And go right here. And go. Push it in there, hard. Hard. There you go. There you go. And for those of you who are new to this channel, one of my primary goals here on the homestead is to try to include everyone in some way in all the different day-to-day things on the homestead. My wife as well as my children. Not just so I pawn off the things that I don't want to do onto them, which can happen sometimes, no, but to help us to learn to work together, as well as to instill a good work ethic into our kids, as well as to help them to learn self-discipline and things like that. Because with those skills, with a good work ethic and self-discipline, you can do anything that you want to do. And you can even build some muscle, isn't that right? Yeah, look at those muscles. We'll keep watering them, they'll keep growing. Yep, in addition to the benefits of getting a good work ethic, also getting out here allows everybody to get good exercise too and be physically active, which we all need. That looks good. We got a number of holes there. We'll just make a cut in there so we can wrap it around a tree. All right. Let's see if we can open this up. Hitting that branch right there. Mulch should be okay. Alrighty, so it looks pretty good, looks pretty snug on here. The mulch does an excellent job of protecting the tree from the elements, but the tree guard helps with protection from critters, especially the small critters like rabbits and things like that. Doesn't protect from things like the deer. The deer will still eat up in here. However, we haven't had any issues with deer eating our fruit trees nor things in the garden ever since we added the dogs onto the homestead. So they do a good job of keeping the deer away. Deer, we know that they're there. They're usually on the outskirts, on the opposite side of the pond and around the perimeters away from the dogs. And but there we go. That's our first tree guard. We got a couple more to go. One of the things you want to keep out for with using PVC pipe for your tree guard is the rot that I mentioned earlier, as well as in the summertime making sure that the black, we're going to have to keep an eye on the black doesn't make it burn our tree. So we'll have to keep track of that, but it should be all right. And I can always upgrade and switch out and go to one of the tree guards from Stark Brothers or something else. So, but this at least protects it from other things like the critters, as well as for me being a wild weed eater, man. Or you like to use the weed eater sometimes too. What are you doing to your eye? If you hurt your eye, you definitely have problems weed eating. So the tree guard protects the tree from small critters as well as from us using the weed eater. Alrighty, so we have about 4 more trees that we're gonna do. Still have a couple more in the fence with the chickens, but we're gonna need to move the chicken fence before we do that. But we're gonna get to it, so we're gonna have to check back with you later because I need to stop yapping and start working. We'll see you next time.